Evening. If everyone could take their seats, please, we'll get started. May I have your attention? Good evening, everyone. Rowdy group, they don't care. I know there's great networking going on. I'm glad you're having a wonderful time, but we need to get started. If everyone could please take their seats, the bars will remain open. Okay, we're going to get started here. Good evening and welcome to State of the City 2024. I want to thank you for joining us tonight and begin the program by thanking our Centennial sustaining sponsors, Butler Tech, Champion Health, City of Hamilton, First Financial Bank, Kettering Health Hamilton, Mercy Health Fairfield, Stiefel, the Todd Group, and U.S. Bank. Also, special thanks to Kettering Health Hamilton, who is our presenting sponsor for the State of the City this year. I also want to thank Two Women in a Kitchen, not only for their amazing food and service, but they are also a sponsor of this event. And thanks to Pawnee Water for providing the bottled water. So let's give those people a hand as well. Todd Helton and his wife Allison are the owners and vision behind the transformation of this facility. Todd would like to welcome you first, as this is the first event in this event center. Todd, can you come up? And what would a chamber event be without a ribbon cutting? So we're doing a ribbon cutting here.
First event. Officially the first event in the Washington Event Center, so.
Come on up here. Come on up here.
Thank you for bearing with us. We know we always have rough edges, but we definitely appreciate all the understanding while we work through things and get in our groove.
Make it official.
All right, I just asked for an opportunity to welcome you to the Washington Event Center. Thank you very much for coming out and taking a look at everything we've done. I think anybody that was here 2 years ago when we had this event and it was all just an open warehouse, you probably have some appreciation for all the work that's been done. So I would first off like to thank my family for sticking with me through all this. So it's been quite 2 years. So. But really, I can't say enough about the city of Hamilton. I'll make this really quick, but I can tell you from being in construction and projects and stuff like that, our general contractor has nothing but positive things to say about the responsiveness of the city of Hamilton. I know on Facebook a lot of times I read there and people are really quick to criticize when things don't go away, and I get that. But I can tell you from a construction process, if we had an inspection, somebody was there probably later that day. If we had issues along the way, they worked with us. So when I look around at everything that's going on in the city of Hamilton, from the development, from the mayor and the city manager and the planning commissions, you guys are doing a great job. All I can say is we are very proud to be part of that. So thank you for welcoming shooters and the Washington Event Center and our family. Thank you for supporting us, and we are just happy to be a part of everything that's going on in the city of Hamilton. So Thank you.
Thank you, Todd. And now it is my pleasure to bring up the president of Kettering Health Hamilton. I still get that name wrong. So, Paul Hoover. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you very much, Dan. How many pickleball fans do we have in this room? Okay, yeah. So Kim Miller was on the pickleball court. She was dinking, not in the kitchen. So if you know pickleball, you know that's a little bit about that. And all of a sudden, somebody says he's having a heart attack. Not what you want to hear on your day off. Kim rushes over. There's a person who had fallen over and was having a heart attack. She starts CPR. They find the AED and they get him on him. He was taken to Kettering Health Hamilton where he was stabilized. And then he went up and he had surgery. And 2 weeks ago, he was playing pickleball again. This is neighbors caring for neighbors, and we are so proud to be a part of our community. And there are a number of everyday heroes that play pickleball or that walk through our streets, and they are ready when our community needs us. And so once again, we are so proud to be a part of this community and proud to sponsor this event that promotes and supports the health of our great community. So, changing gears now. He's traded his high-performance race car for a sensible sedan. The checkered flag for a Selectric typewriter. But don't let that fool you. This public servant knows how to navigate the twists and turns of City Hall. He's tackled potholes the size of moon craters, construction projects that would make the Roman Emperor Constantine weep. He's faced down budgets with the ferocity of a honey badger in a dumpster. And he's debated ordinances with the cunning of a fox in a henhouse. Some say that his blood type is the Ohio River water. And others say that he can balance the city budget on the back of a napkin while riding a unicycle backwards. All we know is he's the mayor, Pat Moeller. Welcome up, Pat Moeller here.
Who is that mayor? Well, good evening. Let me share some random notes with you. Then you'll hear from City Manager Craig Bucheit and our leadership team, who will give you a great presentation about goals and updates. Green button. I could draw it. You know, that's why he's city manager, and I am a lowly mayor. Okay, I've heard many times that Hamilton can't do that. Sometimes I hear it real loudly, like it's from a megaphone. Well, yeah, we can do this. Nationally recognized music artist at nationally recognized River's Edge Amphitheater. I gotta say, oh yeah, we can host a large state convention across the city featuring Spooky Nook, multiple restaurants, pubs, shuttles, golf courses. And this convention created a significant economic impact in our city. Top of that is Lieutenant Tony Harris and President of Local 20, and that's Chief Tom Eichelberger. Below that is Spooky Nook and the convention ongoing at Spooky Nook. Okay. Yeah, we can do other things too, like the CHIPS intern program and recognizing leaders through the honorary street naming program. On the far left is a CHIPS intern, and that's Anthony Jackson. And CHIPS is a diversity intern program with a lot of youth opportunities. And he is there with Catherine Rumpf Cole, longtime public servant, Roger Troutman, honorary street name, and last but not least, street name honoree Bob Harris with his family, and he is a champion in many ways. What else? We're good at festivals. Our festivals are unique. They're fun. They're educational. Operation Pumpkin, a regional success. A Hollow Earth Fest combines science, music, local history, food and beverage. And the one in the middle, the Hispanic Festival, that took place this past weekend. I see Jose out there wearing the Baden shirt. Music, food, and an event that says we are stronger together. And that event built up trust. All right, what else? We even had USA Boxing in Hamilton at Hamilton High School. Boxers from 3 states were involved. There were 4 retired world champion boxers involved. Put boxing on the map as far as Hamilton goes. And it developed youth character and discipline. How do we do all that? Well, we are Hamilton, a great city team, great city volunteers who have a lot of energy, and of course, great city citizens. All right, this might take a second. Recently, I heard Mark Provart of the Presbyterian Church in Baden speak about the ministry of just showing up. Sometimes just showing up with others creates a positive energy to help our city and to help each other. And showing up with others helps us to leap over problems that we have. The ones that seem like they're a tall building and you've got to leap over a tall building. So sometimes just showing up gets things done. All right. That's a pretty crazy slide. What do you learn picking up litter? Well, you talk to people, you meet 17 strong members, you trade ideas, and sometimes you meet city volunteers, our members of our city team who are volunteering. I got to call out Public Works Director Dan Arthur. We were working at the 2nd Ward cleanup, and he had an idea. He had an idea that we should own our own milling machine and our own asphalt machine, and we should have our own city workers pave streets using that equipment. And that paving, using those machines, has occurred in Milliken, Taft, Washington, East End, Lindenwold, and Prospect Hill neighborhoods. And some of those streets had a paving index of 0. That's the lowest you can get. And we're not scheduled to be contracted for a while. New members of our city team, thank you, Public Works. By the way, they deserve that applause, I guarantee you that. Maybe we can place some of these around town. We've got so many green spaces and all. Okay, BCRTA Job Connector. An Ohio Means Job Business Services Liaison, a St. Clair Township trustee, and we rode the BCRTA Job Connector. 2-hour route, kind of like a 2-hour tour. The BCRTA Job Connector, it has helped. It has helped. And it has great potential to improve the lives and the economic status of even more workers. So it's a link of Hamilton residents with job opportunities. It boosts the workplace, boosts our economy. So this is something which I think with a little bit of work is going to be a big positive. Okay, congratulations, Vinyl Max. Company is a great family success story. Up to 150 new jobs with this expansion. I tell businesses to use the city as a resource. as a multi-tool resource to assist in retention and planned expansion. I mean, please come to us with your ideas before you start getting so many things involved into it, and use this as a resource. Congratulations to Vinylmax. Okay, AmHub, Advanced Manufacturing Hub, a history-making partnership among Miami University, Butler Tech, Butler County, and the city of Hamilton. It is a career education facility at a very well thought out location. Life-changing opportunities for all ages. And that's the future, and the future is now in our city. From the Miami University desk of Sammy Broyles. I think I heard Sammy laugh back there. Early College Academy, high school graduates, when they're going to school, they're earning a high school diploma, but simultaneously they're getting a Miami University associate's degree. And the other thing at the bottom there, it's not a thing, it's a Hamilton Promise, another history-making partnership. Eligible Hamilton High School students, Baden students, Butler Tech students, they can receive tuition-free Miami education. Thank you to the City of Hamilton, Hamilton Community Foundation, Miami University, and other donors, including the Wilkes Foundation. Okay, from the desk of Hamilton City Schools, I'm not sure, he's like a Superman on those schools, Chris Cannell. My math says that's 1,138 students who now have work experiences. And every year, that dog gets bigger. That's because he's increasing a number of students each and every year. And it's an incredible program which is creating some life experiences. All right, from Baden. Student-led projects such as the upcoming Veterans Day prayer service and assembly. It's an example of the Baden experience. And also, the turf's already been rolled out on New London Road, campus of Baden High School in Hamilton. I'm going to emphasize in Hamilton for football games and other activities. That about says it all. Thank you, Dave Ballou, with gratitude, Hamilton, Ohio. That is the honorary Dave Ballou Trail. TV Hamilton drone took that particular photo, and we gave that photo in a big frame to Dave, and it hangs on his wall at Westover. And thank you, TV Hamilton, for all that you do for Hamilton. Okay. What is this? This is like New Bike Day. It's a great way to spend Sunday in Hamilton in September. New bikes for children. It was a bike rally for adults and youth, and it benefited the Boys and Girls Club. It was hosted by Casual Pint, and they're on their way to Flubs. All right. Back to what you learn while you pick up litter. At the North End cleanup, I spoke with City Engineer Alan Messer, who was also volunteering. We talked about North Hamilton Crossing. We talked about street resurfacing, obviously. Street resurfacing is paid for a lot by grants, and that's a $1.14 million grant request, and it's for multiple neighborhoods in 2025. And you can see the streets, the impacted streets are from all over our city, Knightsbridge, Gordon, Van Hook, Washington, and everywhere in between. I want to say thank you, Department of Infrastructure, because infrastructure, our department, just seems to get so many grants, which really helps run our entire city. Now, Safe Streets for All, I wish it was a $19.7 million grant, but it's a $9.7 million grant opportunity. And that's a program that's being led by city and private citizens. And it will result in our streets and neighborhoods being safer. Check out the action plan on our city website, the Hamilton Applying Critical Transportation Safety Plan, and you'll see kind of what this is about. Again, thank you for all the grants that we're getting. And October is Pedestrian Safety Month. Now, Section 26, new firehouse. Looks great. The Justice Center. For our public safety professionals, a better work environment, a better training environment. And there's just so many positives to those two facilities. And also congratulations to our new Hamilton Police Chief, Trent Chenoweth. He's over there. All right, the Beckett Paper Fire. I'll tell you what, textbook firefighting, textbook police work, textbook utility decision-making. Let me address that utility decision-making for a second. A Dayton Lane resident asked a rhetorical question about that fire. What if we did not own our own utilities? Well, I talked to the executive director, Edwin Porter, about that, and I mentioned his name. He told me that owning our utilities made a big difference in fighting that fire. It made for a safer environment around that fire. It included quickly increasing the water pressure at that scene and immediate access to a transformer that was real close to that scene. So having our own utilities pays so many dividends. Okay, let's talk about bills for just like 2 seconds. The average Hamilton utility bill is less than the compiling of multiple local communities, and what makes it cheaper looks like, if I'm reading it right, is gas and electric are cheaper here in the city of Hamilton. Our utilities are reliable, they are local, they are yours, and they are reasonably priced. I want to tell you real quick that 50 cases of this water is on its way to Tennessee and North Carolina. Those folks are in need, and quite often we do give cases of our water to those folks who are in need. Okay, affordable housing. I attended a 17-strong neighborhood summit discussion group about affordable housing and heard that there is a need for affordable housing. It was good to see First Financial Bank. They were involved in the discussion. It's going to take a creative partnership of multiple entities, but it can be done. Memorial Day, 2024, dedicated to Vietnam veterans, finally thanking them. No other city that I'm aware of has done this on the 50th anniversary of the military coming home from Vietnam. And sadly, 2 veterans, community leaders, Bill Wilkes and Lynn Kincaid, have passed away very recently. Close to wrapping this up. Now, an arts public service announcement. Check out the Fitness Center for the We Greater Than Me neighborhood photography exhibition. 17 artists explore Hamilton neighborhoods. And on the right, I believe that's Grace Hogan, who was in the Women's Air Corps. And also, another public service announcement in the arts. Please check out the River's Edge downstream music videos. They're on YouTube, they're on Facebook. It's local bands playing their music at local venues for music video. Now, just a couple more. That sign, I know, is better than whatever they got out in Los Angeles. Thank you, Street Spark, River Spark. Okay, thanks, Kettering. That's a photo of an event that took place at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. The Kettering Network put on training for CPR and AED, and happened to be walking past this particular tent. I learned that they were from Kettering, Hamilton. They are cardiology nurses and other healthcare personnel at that location of Kettering. We had a great conversation. They're proud to work at Kettering, and they volunteered their time to help train people in CPR and AED. So thank you, Kettering, for events such as that. Okay. Congratulations, Well House. Thank you for your tremendous investment in our downtown. It is a combination of a repurposed building with also back to what it was once before project. Happens to be my dog Happy in that photo. He terrorizes hydrants and no parking signs in downtown Hamilton. He told me he will not terrorize any Well House property at all. And no plants or mulch were harmed in that particular photo. All right. Helping people near and far, Hamilton's Department of Infrastructure. In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, on the left, those folks cleared streets, worked overnight, multiple shifts, clearing the trees from the streets and also restoring power quickly in Hamilton. On the right is Hamilton Electric linemen who provided mutual aid in Florida. So, when you're done clapping, I'm going to say, that's pretty creepy right there. But if pro athletes can excel and get bobbleheads, Joshua Smith deserves a bobblehead. Our city manager, Craig Bucheit, deserves a bobblehead. He has tackled so many issues successfully in his first year as city manager. He's going to get one too. All righty. Now, I'm going to fix that, didn't Jim Goodman, okay? But first I want to say thank you to, of course, our city manager. Thank you to Vice Mayor Eric Pullman, Council members Michael Ryan, Carla Fear, Tim Nabb, Susan Bond, and Joel Lauer for another year of great public service. And they, all right. Every year I try and put up a quote from Jim Goodman. I've mistakenly put down collaboration, not competition. It should be collaboration over competition. So keep that in your mind. Now the other one, I don't know who did this quote. I was watching the Olympics, and they talked about a particular athlete in a village, and they said a community is an area where everyone grows together. And I could not put it any better than that. I think that is so true. Community is an area where everyone grows together. I think it's one more. Corn Stand Jam, another great night here in Hamilton. And I just want to say, increasing mental health awareness, having mental health projects, and they talk about it and they do it. Now, I think that is it. Maybe there's a big thank you up there. Yeah, all right. Don't applaud. All right, I get to introduce City Manager Craig Bucheit. I once told him that he was people smart, because he is. I once told him he was book smart, because he is. But he's also problem-solving smart, and he has vision for this city's future. I still accidentally call him chief. I feel bad. Someone called him chief manager. I kind of like that one. But ladies and gentlemen, City Manager Craig Bucheit.
Thank you, Mayor. I do need this. Well, thank you. I just want to start out with a couple thank yous. This is an amazing night. I want to point out our folks up here from TV Hamilton, Steve Colwell. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. Dan Bates, the entire chamber team, thank you for organizing tonight and bringing us all together. Todd, Allison, I don't know where you guys are at, but thank you so much, not just for hosting this, but for investing in this facility and investing in our community, creating another space for all of us to come together and gather. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. The mayor talked about this quote about the power of showing up, and I want to take a moment before I get into my comments to just point out that every member of our city council, all 7 members of these folks, they show up all the time, all over town. And the amount of work and time and energy that they dedicate to our community is outstanding. They are tireless advocates for this community, and I want to acknowledge them, I want to thank them, and I think we should all tell them how much we appreciate them. Thank you, guys. So what do people want to hear? For the past couple weeks, I've been inundated by people bumping into me and saying, so what are you going to talk about? What's the new announcement? And got me thinking that maybe I should check and see what other people think folks want to hear tonight. So I reached out. I called Dan Bates. I figured Dan's put on several of these events. He's involved with all the businesses, so he'll be a great resource. And so I called Dan. I said, Dan, what do you think people want to hear about? Dan said, real quick, he said, I think people want to hear you answer 3 questions. He said, I think they want to know who you are as a person and why you took on this role, what our plan is for the future, and who the team is that's going to lead us forward. I said, really? I said, Dan, that's great. I said, I'm going to use that. He said, do it. If anybody has a problem with it, you tell them to see me. So that's the questions I'm going to answer tonight. And if you ask Dan about that later, he'll have no idea because he didn't say any of that. That conversation never happened. I just wasn't sure how to introduce these questions. And I thought that seemed plausible. As far as who I am, I think the most important thing for me, for people to know about who I am, it's about the 3 forces in my life that have been constants for me. They're the forces that have motivated me, that have sustained me, that have inspired me throughout my life. And that's my family, my faith, and my community. And there's this great quote from Wilbur Wright, of course, one of the Wright brothers who grew up just up the road in Dayton. And he and his brother together, they literally changed the course of human history. But later in his life, somebody asked Wilbur, so Wilbur, what advice would you give a young person on how they might succeed in life? And his answer was to pick out a good father and mother and begin life in Ohio. And I think that quote speaks to me because, one, it talks about family and it talks about community all in one. I think we can all understand the limitations, obviously, of being able to pick out your parents and where you're going to begin life. But I can tell you that if I could have, if any of us could have, if I could have, I couldn't have done better. I was blessed. I was born the youngest of 4 in an amazing family with a great mother and father. And I didn't just begin life in Ohio, I began life here in Hamilton, Ohio. Lindenwold, to be precise. I know there's going to be some applause for that. Thank you. Lindenwold also happens to be the same place where my wife was born and raised. And although our paths did not cross until high school, she's been by my side ever since. And I can't thank her enough for the impact that she's had on my life. Thank you. She didn't know I was going to share that. Not sure if I might pay for that later. As far as my journey with the city, my journey began back in 1997 when I hired on as a police officer. I don't remember the exact questions that were asked during the interview, but I came across the original interview sheet when I came in for my interview. This was December 1996, and the questions that were asking me at the time were, why do you want to be a police officer? And my answer was, I want to be a Hamilton police officer because I want to help people, I want to make a difference, and I want to represent my community. So for the past 27 years, I've had the opportunity to work alongside some of the most amazing people that you could ever possibly hope to meet. We've done meaningful, impactful work that has contributed to making our community a better, safer place. My dog, Mayor. It's Rudy. So when I got in front of council in March and they asked me, why do you want to be city manager? It was easy. It's the same question, the same answer in my book. I want to help people. I want to make a difference, and I want to represent my community. So I was blessed with this opportunity. And so over the past 6 months, I spent a good part of that answering the next question in that series of 3 questions, and that's what's our plan? That's not all we've done in the past 6 months. In fact, there's a lot of things that have happened. Some of those things have been eventful, even a little ominous at times and unsettling. It started on my first day. It was a dark day. Literally, the sun disappeared. Day turned to night. That was quickly followed by a flood of controversy about flood assessments and the MCD. Then there was reports of locusts invading the area. And then, as the mayor mentioned, came fire. There was a major fire downtown. Our first employee cookout even got a little intense. And then just this past weekend, the remnants of a hurricane blew through town. So, between the eclipse, the flood, the locust, the fire, the hurricane, it's been a bit biblical. But I assure you, we've had plenty of time to work on our plan. And while I share all of that with good humor, many of these were very serious situations, and I couldn't be more proud of our team's response in every one of those situations and how they came together. This past weekend, for example, when a storm rolled through, endless rain, gusting winds, downed trees, utility poles, and eventually knocked out electric to over 4,000 of our customers here in town. But our frontline crews, they worked through the night and around the clock. Our public safety, our police, our firefighters, and most importantly, our line workers, our electricians, and our public works folks, their dedicated service managed to get everyone's power restored within 27 hours. Big applause to them. Thank you, everybody. Their dedication is just one example of how this city pulls together in tough times, but as you all know, we have a history of pulling together. We have a history of resilience and pride, and that makes this community very, very special. But no matter how special we are, we still got to answer that second question, and what's our plan for the future? Our plan for the future is threefold. It's being people-centered, neighborhood-focused, and development-driven. People-centered, our people are our greatest strength. Having a people-centered approach as our number one strategic priority is intended to remind us that the people of this community and the people in our organization are at the center of everything that we do. Critical to keeping a people-centered approach is being engaged. And 17 Strong is an amazing partner and a huge part of how we engage with the community. Community cookouts, coffee with council, those are other ways that we stay engaged and stay in touch with our residents. Internally, our employees, we have cookouts, and it gives us a chance to connect and engage with our colleagues as well. And then we have an employee newsletter, The Pulse. It's an information source. It's by our members, for our members. It's to keep everyone connected about how their daily efforts contribute to our overall success. The people at the center of everything I do on a daily basis happen to be the folks that work in the city manager's office. I call them the MMA. That's for Mallory, Maddie, and Amy. These guys are amazing. They do fantastic work. And these champions, they are undefeated at knocking out problems. Thank you. I had to read that last part out of my notes because Mallory refused to put it on the slide. She said she had secondhand embarrassment from that quote, so. They're amazing. Thank you, guys. Neighborhood focused. Our neighborhoods are our greatest asset. Our neighborhood focus priority is about ensuring that every one of our 17 neighborhoods is safe, vibrant, and thriving. Each neighborhood has its own unique character and charm and its own challenges. According to our latest assessment, one of the greatest challenges across all neighborhoods is that we're short thousands of housing units at all price points. This shortage is most critical in affordable housing for working class families in our traditional neighborhoods like Jefferson, the North End, and others. So why focus on traditional neighborhoods? Well, to truly raise up a community, you have to lift it up as a whole. We've had an amazing renaissance here in our city, and the downtown core was the right place to start. We needed to create amenities, we needed to build momentum, but for sustainable growth, we can't just raise up pieces and parts. We need to bring every area along. And these traditional neighborhoods, they've been left too far behind for too long. Another reason to focus in our traditional neighborhoods is new growth is limited. The focus of new growth, the limitations of that, is its space and infrastructure. Expanding outward requires green space that we have very little of, and building new developments comes with a high cost of new infrastructure. But in our traditional neighborhoods, we already have hundreds of vacant lots. It's an ample space ready to be rebuilt. These lots already have established infrastructure, roads, sidewalks, sewer, water, gas, electric, all ready to be reconnected and reactivated. So why the emphasis on working class housing? Well, our local economy has evolved. It's evolved from our industrial past, from the factories, the foundries, and the mills that were such a driving force in our community. It's evolved into advanced manufacturing, hospitality, healthcare, and other service-related industries. And we need to rebuild our working class neighborhoods to support this new economy with a workforce. Just like development, we have to start somewhere. We're starting in the Jefferson neighborhood, one of the hardest hit areas. It also presents our greatest opportunity. There's already an interest and an energy in the neighborhood, in its residents, to revitalize that neighborhood, and we'll work alongside them to make that happen. And while we're starting in Jefferson, we'll take the lessons we learned there and we'll apply them all across the city into every neighborhood. Development driven. Driving development, it's one of the greatest resources for our future. And over the past decade, we've done it better than anyone else. That deserves an applause right there. Thank you. We're going to continue to push. We're going to maintain the momentum we have, and we're going to build on that. Just drive around town. Look at what we built together. Look at all the incredible investment. Look at what we've accomplished. It's nothing short of remarkable. And while our city team and community led the charge, every great team needs a leader. And during this incredible run that we've had, we were fortunate to have one of the best, Joshua Smith. I want to personally thank Joshua. He's been extremely generous with his time, and I couldn't ask more for him as he's helped through this transition. But as we continue to drive development, one area has tremendous potential, and that's our riverfront. The Great Miami River, bordering Miami University's Hamilton campus, includes the city's University Commerce Park. And our vision is to develop a master plan of this area, bringing key stakeholders together, including Miami University, the Miami Conservancy District, Butler Tech, Butler County Port Authority, the City of Hamilton, Hamilton City Schools, the Hamilton Parks Conservancy, the Hamilton Vision Commission, Southeast Civic Association, and the Riverview Lindenwold neighborhoods. It's a lot of folks who all have a lot of interest in this area, and I'm excited about the huge potential and to come back here next year and in the future and share great updates with you about this. The next question, who's the team? So these 5 amazing individuals right here, these represent the executive directors, part of our executive leadership team. And I've asked each of them to take a couple minutes via video to introduce themselves and give an update and outlook in their respective areas. Before I step aside, before we start that video, I just want to recap the key takeaways. The key takeaways this year is we have so much to celebrate. We're moving forward. We have an incredible team. We have strong leadership, and we have a great plan. We look forward to being back here next year to share many great updates with you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Scott Scramese. I'm the Executive Director of Public Safety. I'm Scott Scramese. I'm the Executive Director of Public Safety for the City of Hamilton. With that job, I oversee both the police department and the fire department. Before we even get started in this, I want to say thank you to all the employees in both police and fire for the phenomenal job that they do day in and day out protecting the citizens of Hamilton. We're out in front of the City Police Department at 331 South Front Street. I'm going to focus on our facilities and our equipment. We're going to take a little tour of the old police department. If you look at the front of the building, there's no windows in the front, and trust me, there's none on the sides. There's some security issues that are here. This isn't the ideal place to have a police department. It was remodeled in the 1970s to take on both Hamilton Municipal Court and the Hamilton Police Department. So this is our current locker room. I want to point out the lockers that we currently have because they're essentially, I don't know, I think probably elementary school lockers are a little bit nicer than these lockers. At one point in time, all of our cruisers were parked in front of the building, but there's no security here. So our cars are just, one, they're sitting out in the elements all year long, but anybody can walk onto this. We have a lot of expensive equipment in these cars. So now we're in front of the new Hamilton Criminal Justice Center. This building is 64,000 square feet compared to the 24 to 25,000 square foot building we were currently in. And we'll share this building with Hamilton Municipal Court. One thing that I'm going to point out, but just look at the windows in the front of this building. With the new building and the rest of the tour that we're going to go on, I think it's important to introduce the new police chief. So this is Trent Chenoweth. He's our newest police chief. Trent's been on the job about 30 years, and we're really excited to have him.
Hello, everyone. I'm Trent Chenoweth, as Scott said. I just started my 33rd year. I'm terribly excited for this opportunity. I've been gifted this wonderful building here, so I'm looking forward to partnering with the men and women of HPD and moving on in a new era, a new direction, which has been a lot of hard work on the part of Safety Director Scramese and City Manager Bucheit. So the covered parking is a pretty big issue because of the season 8 and some of the impact that the weather has on cars. You're talking about a vehicle that's roughly $60,000 to purchase. By having it protected from snow, rain, sun, you're adding to the lifetime of the locker room is a huge standout in terms of recruiting because it offers amenities that not all agencies have. And it really highlights what the city has invested toward its officers here in Hamilton.
We were only able to see just a small portion of the building, but I do think it's important to point out the locker rooms, the covered parking, the creature comforts that we feel are important for our employees.
We're in downtown Hamilton at Rotary Park, and this is probably the best location to introduce Haley Daniels to you. Haley is our new walking beat officer, and I'd like her to share just a little bit of her story.
So I'm Police Officer Daniels. I'm born and raised here in Hamilton. I'm taking over the walking beat here in downtown Hamilton. I'll be taking care of High Street as well as Main Street and all the businesses that kind of branch off of that. Like I said, born and raised. My roots are here. My mom's owned a business here for 20 plus years. So Hamilton means a lot to me.
This is one of our newest members of the police department with our newest female canine handler. We have 3 canines. Chelsea is our newest handler, so I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself and your partner.
My name is Officer Eric, and this is K9 Zico. He is a 16-month-old Belgian Malinois. I didn't have many strong, good female role models in my life growing up. I made it a goal of mine to be that for young females and to show them that if there's something that they want to do, they can do it.
So we're going to transition to the fire department now. We're standing in front of Engine 26 in Lindenwold and Laurel Avenue. This station is over 120 years old. So to say that we get our money's worth out of our facilities is not a lie. This station is the last station in service out of our 5 stations that actually used a horse-drawn fire apparatus here. You can see the newer engine 26 that's sitting here and the size of these trucks. So this building was built for horse-drawn fire apparatuses. Couple things to point out here. It's 2 bays. One of the reasons that we had to get out of here, in addition to the age of the building, was this floor can't support the weight of these trucks. So now we're at the new Station 26 on Erie Highway. This is a 4-bay facility as compared to the 2 where we just left. And as we did with the police department, this portion of it, I'd like to introduce Tom Eichelberger. Tom's the fire chief. He's been in his position about a year. Tom's grandfather was a Hamlet firefighter. Tom's father was a Hamlet firefighter, so he's 3rd-generation firefighter.
Thank you. So as you can see, here we are at the new station. It's well on its way to reaching completion. They expect that the completion date should be sometime in February of 2025. This station will provide us a lot more room. It's a 4-bay. It'll provide much more space than the previous station.
So we're now at Station 25 on Erie Highway. This is a building that we're still doing the final punch list on. We started the remodel here probably going on a couple of years ago.
This is our new UTV. It's going to be a multi-purpose vehicle for us specifically. It will pull our creature craft for the Swiftwater unit, and that's primarily for rescue operations below the dam. And also it will be used for EMS special details and any type of deep-seated brush fire, things of that nature that we can't get to with our fire apparatus. So this is our newest truck in our fleet. This is what we call a Quint apparatus. It has all the same capabilities of a fire pumper, but it also has a 75-foot aerial ladder on top of the truck. This unit has greatly increased our capabilities to provide better service for the city of Hamilton.
Well, that does it for public safety. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you a little bit of insight to our newest facilities that we have, our equipment, our canine officers, and I would like to take this time to thank council and the city administration for their support, because without them, we wouldn't be able to have the new buildings and the equipment that we have. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your night.
My name is Edwin Porter. I'm the Executive Director of Infrastructure. So I've been with the city since 2017 and in this position since 2021. So we have engineering, which is all of our engineering for all of our utilities, utility operations, which is all of our production plants, business services, which includes our business services and our customer service, and public works, which is our streets, fleets, sewers, our gas and water departments, right-of-way compliance, etc. We had a really busy summer, and I can't claim this for sure, but I'm pretty sure we had more main thoroughfare closures this summer at any time than probably ever before. We understand how painful and how impactful that was, but that was something that really we had several factors come into play, and we consciously decided to proceed forward because our community made it very clear that they wanted to have improved streets, improved street conditions. In 2022, we were able to pave 1.26 miles with our public works program. In 2023, we were able to do 1.62 miles. And by the end of 2024, so this year alone, we'll have paved over 4 miles of roads with our teams and our equipment. And that's really a consequence of getting the new milling and paving machines. So this year, through our capital paving program, we're actually going to pave around 7 miles. So in total this year, it should be around 11 miles paved, which is a pretty significant amount. Grant funds are funds from outside of our community that support projects inside of our community. And in 2024 alone, to date, we've received notification that we've been awarded over $20 million in grant funds. One of those is Safe Streets for All. So that was a $9.7 million grant that's going to improve over 50 intersections in our community. And you can really break these grants down. I mean, we've received many of them, but really it contributes to modernized utilities, safety improvements, transportation improvements, mobility improvements. And so these are all projects that, but for these grant funds, we probably wouldn't be able to make this type of investment and this type of asset in the community. I'd say through our economic development expansions, with increased load, we're able to leverage that economy of scale. So it increases load, whether it's electric or water or wastewater or gas, etc. As we have more load, we're able to leverage those economies to more efficiently serve our utilities, which really ends up for savings for all. There are 275 employees approximately in the Department of Infrastructure. We have just a ton of different types of employees, and frankly, they are all just top-notch employees.
My name is Brandon Sarber. I am the Executive Director of Strategy and Personnel. Strategy and Personnel includes both the Human Resources and the Information Technology Services departments of the City of Hamilton. Within this column of our organization, it's really all about culture and performance. With culture, it's alignment to our mission and our values. Our center value of our core values is passion for Hamilton. And then with performance, it's alignment to our vision and our objectives. And our city manager has laid out 3 primary objectives for us as being people-centered, neighborhood-focused, and development-driven. With the HR side of things, there are a lot of complex things that come in and out of that department related to compliance, policies, directives, benefits, etc. What I'm most excited about the HR department right now are the things that they're doing related to culture, training, and development. They are developing and leading new internal training opportunities. They're bringing together interdepartmental connections that didn't exist in the past. And what does that mean for us as an organization? It means we're a lot more effective and efficient when we have bridges that are built within different levels of the organization between different departments. Also in HR, we have a very community focus. With programs like CHIPS, the Citywide Hamilton Internship Program, we are seeing young, talented people of color finding new opportunities and building pipelines, not just within our organization, but within organizations across the city. And this is young talent that Hamilton had been bleeding for a very long time. On the IT side of the house, especially in an era of increased cyber attacks and on local utilities and local governments, it's a daily occurrence. We have to maintain the highest standards of security of our data, and IT is doing a tremendous job at being proactive in that regard. So we have great tools in IT and tech systems here in the City of Hamilton. Making sure that we are minimizing disruptions to those systems is critical to making sure that our teams have the tools they need to do their jobs to ultimately deliver on the objectives that our community expects of us. What I'm most excited about us as an organization right now, I have an old friend named Joshua who used to say, culture eats strategy for breakfast. And it doesn't mean the strategy is not important, but the culture of this organization is one full of grit and determination and ultimately a passion for this community. And I really, really see that embodied within the HR and the IT departments. And I'm not sure if that's always been the case, but I'm so grateful to work in an organization where everyone is committed to the mission and vision.
My name's Liz Hayden, and I have worked for the city for 12 years. And I am the Executive Director of Neighborhood Services. The focus is that we are working for our neighborhoods and to make our neighborhoods better. And the team is the Health Department, Resident Services, Planning, and Neighborhoods. One thing that has really just exploded in the past year that I can't wait to see where it goes is the Health Department's efforts. They went from having no community programming to having this really robust nutrition program that they're partnering with a bunch of different nonprofits to teach kids about healthy eating. And this is just the beginning. They have lots of ideas on how to expand and grow this program. River's Edge is getting a big upgrade over the next year that's really exciting. They are getting a new roof that's going to be bigger and just more functional, and so there's going to be a lot more opportunity to have great programming there. Part of the neighborhood services team is the planning department, and they have been working on partnering with the engineering department on making sure that we have both recreational amenities but also transportation amenities that aren't just streets. We know we need thousands of more housing units in our community at all price points. And We have a variety of different housing projects that are under construction right now, and we're focused on the Jefferson neighborhood because this is a wonderful neighborhood that needs help. But it isn't just being safe and clean, it is making sure that there's amenities. This is a great walkable neighborhood. People need stuff to walk to, so partnering with amazing businesses like Garcia's Market to help them expand and grow is a huge priority. To every department's credit, we've been working together for years, but this really solidifies our collaborative nature and that we're truly a team. Things that we're looking forward to as neighborhood services for next year, tons of things, but one is the Neighborhood Summit. It's gonna be March 1st at Hamilton High School, so mark your calendars. It is a great community gathering that has really grown over the past couple of years, and we're excited to see where this year takes us.
Hi, my name's Aaron Hufford. I'm Executive Director of the Office of Development, and I'm excited to be with you guys here tonight to talk about some of the things we have going on throughout the city. So starting things off, I want to talk about the Finance Department, who really serves as the backbone for our entire city operations. So whether it's things like street paving, funding parks, or providing safety services, they make sure that every department has the resources they need to get the job done as efficiently as possible. Turning to the Building Department, this team has had a very busy few years. We're currently on track to review and approve more than $100 million in permits by the end of the year. And even more important than that, I think we provide just incredible customer service. So if you ever have a question or a concern about a project, I'd encourage you to contact our amazing team, and they'd be happy to talk with you and help support you in any way possible. Now to our economic development team. We have a small but mighty team led by Jody Gunderson and Stacy Dietrich, and we've had some large business developments over the past 12 months. Vinyl Max recently invested $10 million in their expansion, and Durana Hybrid announced a $20 million investment, adding over 50 new jobs. Plus, the new $15 million data center logistics will be a great addition at University Commerce Park, helping support our electric utility for long into the future. We also have the Knightsbridge Advanced Manufacturing Hub to look forward to, and I'm really excited about this. In collaboration with Miami University and Butler Tech, it's set to prepare our workforce for the jobs of the future and really will enhance Hamilton's role as a leader in education and innovation and help grow the next generation of workers throughout our business community. Our urban core district continues to see large investment with projects like the Rossville Flats, adding much needed housing density to our walkable urban core. Additionally, the Third and Dayton Apartments has completed its build out in the 8-story building, adding more than 180 units to our downtown neighborhood. We're also expanding our hospitality sector. The Well House and the Lucky Well, we're actually standing in that building today, and we've got the 20 High Street project across the street. They've announced the name, the Municipal Hotel. We should see that under construction next year sometime, and just an exciting time to see some added hotels to our community. Also, the dual brand hotel at the corner of High and MLK should be under construction next year. Over the past year, we've welcomed a wave of new small businesses that add vibrancy to our community. Places like Shooters, the 513 Bar, Immortal Vibes. We've got the new hydraulic bar at Spooky Nook, Polished, Good Time Barbers, and Nick and Norm's. These are just incredible additions to our small business community. And we've got even more to look forward to. Agave and Rye should be opening soon, Carmeniola and the Gray, King Corona, and let's not forget about our existing small business community. Our small business community is the heart and soul of Hamilton, and they bring unique character, creativity, and a sense of belonging that make our city truly a special place. These entrepreneurs work so hard and they pour everything into their businesses, and it just makes Hamilton such a special place for residents and visitors. Lastly, we are excited about the ongoing construction of Cohatch located at 219 High Street. This is going to be such an incredible amenity for our community and is currently slated for a grand opening in October of next year. And here tonight we have a special announcement from Cohatch. Here's Megan.
Hi, my name's Megan Dotzauer and I'm the market leader for Cohatch here in Cincinnati, and we are so excited to be coming to Hamilton. And we're even more excited to announce we're going to be giving away dozens of scholarships to nonprofits, startups and women and minority-owned businesses right here in Hamilton. We can't wait.
If I could have all of the executive directors to stand. Edwin, Liz, everyone, please stand. And Craig, if you could stand. We have incredible talent. We are in great hands to move forward for a very exciting future. So I want to thank you all for attending tonight. Thanks to Two Women in the Kitchen, and thanks for our presenting sponsor, Kettering Health Hamilton. And take out your phones and mark your calendars for next year. The next State of the City will be Wednesday, October 1st, 2025. So please hang out and enjoy. Drink a lot, eat a lot. Todd needs the business. So, and when you do leave, safe going home. Thank you for joining us.